Pokémon Horizons just hit us with an absolutely colossal wave of brand new information about the historic one-year time skip, and about the exciting Mega Voltage story arc that comes after. Like seriously, I feel like I just got hit by a hyper beam of bombshells, and I am not holding a focus sash, dude. So today I'm breaking down everything we just learned, from the brand new trailers, to the AnimeJapan 2025 panel reveals, and not to forget the newly released episode titles and descriptions too. There is an insane amount to cover and you won't want to miss it, so if you're ready then smash the thumbs up button and let's get into it. Okay, we'll start with the new preview trailer for the Mega Voltage arc because, dude, it really did tell us so much. The trailer opened with Liko back at the Indigo Academy school, and already that's a heartbreaking shift from where we left off. This is the same girl who travelled the world, allied with legendary heroes, found a new family, the same girl who fought to save the world from Gibion's destruction. And after all of that, now she's just back in a classroom, separated from everyone. You really can feel the weight of what happened in Laqua just by her being back in school. It's kinda sad, man. But then, boom, Roy swoops down from the sky. After a whole year apart, Roy and Liko finally reunite. This moment feels especially powerful because it directly mirrors how Liko's journey began. Back at the very beginning, she was on a school rooftop and then Friede swooped down from the sky, pulling her into a world of adventure. But now that Friede is gone, Roy has taken the mantle, dude. He's gonna be the one to surprise her on the rooftop and then pull her back into that world. My boy even has the jacket and Pikachu to boot, man. He really is becoming the new Friede. And together, Liko and Roy declare that they're finally ready to clear the names of the Rising Volt Tacklers. So yeah, it seems that that will be one of the core storylines of the Mega Voltage arc. Spinel framed the Rising Volt Tacklers for the disaster at Laqua, and now the entire world believes they're criminals. That's why the Rising Volt Tacklers broke up. But now, Liko and Roy are gonna fight back. I'm guessing they'll travel the world and try and reunite all of the members. It's gonna be so grand and so wholesome, you know? The trailer also showed Dot at her computer, and I feel like that kind of hints that she's gonna be more of like a tech support role in this story arc, rather than being on the front lines all the time like she was before. I really love Dot as a character, but if I'm honest, I'm not against her taking a back seat. Dot has already been sidelined a ton ever since the terrestrial training arc ended, so now if the best way to keep Dot feeling important and relevant is to turn her into like a supportive technology Oracle style character, then that's totally fine by me, dude. I'm really picturing her being like Futaba from Persona 5. I would love that, man. The trailer then shows Spinel and he has the 6 heroes locked up in cells. Dude, I can't believe how villainous this guy is. On top of everything else he's done, he's also keeping the 6 heroes captive after everything they just went through with Lucius. That is absolutely brutal. And the fact that the 6 heroes have been held in these tiny cells for a whole year, that actually breaks my heart. But as we can see, Rayquaza isn't there, so at least Rayquaza got away. And I'm now thinking, what if there's a huge twist right in front of our eyes? What if that final cell for Rayquaza isn't actually empty? What if Spinel is holding Friede captive in there? Friede allegedly died in the most recent episode, but I really think Spinel could have captured him and is keeping him a prisoner. So then maybe our heroes will have to rescue him and the 6 heroes when they find out about it. We then see Roy's new rival, Ult, and both of them have Mega Rings. Roy Mega Evolves his new shiny Lucario, while Ult Mega Evolves his Sableye, and together they battle a rampaging Slacking. Liko and her Meowscarada battle a Steelix, and yeah, this confirms that Liko and her Pokemon are still training and battling even after stepping away from adventuring, but I'm assuming she has probably fallen behind Roy at this point. And then the final shot of the trailer is Liko and Roy side by side setting off on a brand new journey, and this truly feels like the beginning of a whole new series, man. I have that kind of excitement building up right now, I love it. And one big detail that I love is that Roy looks way taller now. Before the time skip, Roy was clearly shorter than Liko, but now they're about the same height. That means Roy's solo journey really did change him. He's grown up, matured, and become stronger. Him being much taller now is such a clear way to not only display that he's older, but also to show that he's taken on more of a mature leader kind of role. He's no longer our short king, but we still love him all the same. Now that we've covered the trailer, let's talk about the new AnimeJapan 2025 panel that took place the other day, revealing even more major details about the time skip and the upcoming story arc. First up, it was confirmed that Roy and Ult have been training in the Kalos region for the past year. They've been learning how to master Mega Evolution. This is so cool because it feels like Kalos has been barely relevant in the anime for ages, and now it's going to be a major part of the story. I can't wait to hopefully see flashbacks to this journey, especially about Roy and his Lucario and how they met, how they bonded. Honestly, I would have happily taken a whole series about their journey. I understand why they skipped over it. The panel also revealed that Roy has changed greatly because of the time skip journey. He's not the exact same boy that we knew before. When Roy is around Ult, he's apparently more mature, more serious, but apparently his growth kind of embodies a sense of sadness too. They said that it kind of feels like Roy was forced to grow up after everything that happened in Laqua, and apparently Roy is also somewhat of a guidance figure to Ult too. And that's gonna be such an amazing dynamic to see, like a totally new side to Roy's character. We also found out that Roy and Ult have the same dream. They both dream of catching the Black Rayquaza, so the writers are setting up a direct rivalry between the two of them. That's so perfect, man, because Ult's personality is basically what Roy's personality was before the time skip. They're total mirrors of each other, you know? Roy will probably see his younger self in Ult, so I'm really excited to see the two of them competing to get Rayquaza. We all know Roy will win in the end, right? Especially after he met Lucius. Part of me wonders whether Ult actually wants Rayquaza, or whether he's just young and immature and wants to get in Roy's way on that path, you know? Or maybe it could even be that Ult just wants to mimic Roy and impress Roy. I'm not sure if Ult will actually have a deep-rooted meaning and reason to catch Rayquaza like Roy does, you know? Either way, it's gonna be great. And now let's talk about Liko. The panel revealed that Liko is struggling emotionally after what happened in Laqua, and that's understandable. She lost Friede, lost Lucius, she lost the 6 heroes, and through the Rising Voltaclers splitting up, she basically lost her best friends, Roy and Dot. Any normal person would feel low and depressed after all of that. And the panel revealed something shocking, dude. Apparently Liko and Ult don't get on. Ult doesn't like Liko. He's not impressed by her at all. That's a really interesting dynamic. It means that it won't just be a Roy versus Ult story, it's also going to challenge Liko as a character too. There's nothing better than when a character's rival also interacts with their companions too. Like when Ash battled Drew, or when Dawn interacted with Paul. I can't wait to see Liko and Ult's interactions, dude. My guess is that maybe the reason that Liko and Ult clash is because of what happened in Laqua. Maybe Ult sees that Liko is quiet and down and depressed and stuck in the past. She might struggle to focus on the future after everything that happened. And because Ult seems quite immature, maybe he'll criticize Liko for that. Maybe he'll dislike that she's down and stuck in the past a little bit, because obviously he won't know the full truth of everything that happened a year ago. Or maybe it isn't any of that, maybe it's just that Ult is jealous that Liko and Roy are so close as friends. Either way though, I'm really excited to see how Roy reacts to it. Would Roy defend Liko from Ult, or would he try and play the middle ground? I'm intrigued, man. The AnimeJapan panel also revealed a few other little story clips. They showed off some frames of Liko's new design, and of our heroes travelling together, and of Roy's team, and Dot's tech support role, and also Ult's personality and Ult arguing with Liko too. And now, finally, let's dive into the brand new episode titles and descriptions that just dropped. They give us a ton of insight into how the Mega Voltage arc is gonna begin, and there are definitely some bombshells here, dude. First up, Pokémon Horizons episode 90 and episode 91 are combined into a 1-hour special, airing on April the 11th, and they're officially titled, To the Skies Once More. That title alone is already amazing. It perfectly captures the idea of Liko and Roy reuniting and returning to their journey, and reclaiming their place as the Rising Voltaclers. And then the episode description takes things to a whole new level. It has been 1 year since the decisive battle in Laqua. One day, Roy, who has continued adventuring with Captain Pikachu, learns about a Pokemon that's acting abnormally and decides to investigate. A young boy named Ult then appears, accompanied by a Sableye. In the forest, Roy and Ult spot a Slacking on a Laquium-induced rampage. How can this be when the Laquium was supposedly completely destroyed? Liko, on the other hand, is attending the Indigo Academy when she suddenly... Okay, let's talk, dude. First of all, I'm so happy that Roy and Captain Pikachu bonded on their journey in the absence of Friede. It does really break my heart to think, though, that they're the only two who wanted to continue their journey after what happened. This episode will seemingly catch us up with what our heroes have been up to, and it'll introduce us to Roy's Lucario and his rival Ult, too. So, the Slacking they battle is enraged by Laquium. Some folks wondered whether the Laquium storyline is truly over now that Lucius and Gibeon are gone, but I'm really happy it's not. It makes perfect sense for Spinel to be experimenting with it still, since we know he learned how to weaponize it. Maybe Spinel is testing it on wild Pokemon to learn the dosages, or maybe even to try and use it to control Pokemon. And I'm guessing towards the end of the journey, Roy will reunite with Liko, and they'll set off on their new adventure. But we're not stopping there because we have even more episodes confirmed. Episode 92, airing on April the 18th, is officially titled, Follow the Laquium Signs. So yeah, it seems that a big factor in our heroes clearing the name of the Ryzen Vault Tacklers after Spinel framed them, it could be following any leads they have to track down Laquium enraged wild Pokemon all over the world, maybe so they can gather evidence against Spinel. This is feeling very detective-y, man, I love it. But to me, what excites me the most is episode 93, airing on April the 25th. It's officially titled Super Stans, a Nidothing fan battle. Dude, there is no way the phrase Stan was just used in a Pokemon episode title. That's actually hilarious, I never thought I'd see the day. It's such a modern, youthful phrase, you know? I guess 1 year really has passed in the Pokemon anime world, because there's no way phrases like that were being used a year ago when Ash was on his journey. So yeah, this episode will seemingly be two big fans of Nidothing having a battle, and it would be really easy to write this off as like a silly, light-hearted filler episode based on the title, but I really don't think that's gonna be the case, dude. First of all, surely they wouldn't kill off the insane hype and momentum they've built up through the time skip by dropping a filler episode already. I really don't think they would do that, man. And secondly, I have a theory. What if the super stans in the title are actually Liko and Ult? We already know that Liko is a huge fan of Nidothing, and we also know that Ult doesn't like Liko. So who knows, maybe Ult could be a big fan of Nidothing too. And maybe this episode is where Liko and Ult really clash. They could battle each other over something related to Nidothing. This could be a huge episode for these characters. It could build tension between them in a really fun way. And to be honest, I'm just really happy that Nidothing is finally getting focus again. She was such a huge deal early on in the series. But then after Dot's battle against Iono, Nidothing just kind of disappeared into the background and became irrelevant. So it's nice to see her coming back here, you know? I imagine Dot has been really locking in on her streaming during the 1 year time skip. Man, it's kind of sad to think that she went from finally coming out of her shell and going on adventures every day, to then immediately going back to shutting herself in and spending all day on her computer again, because of what happened in Laqua, because of what Spinel did. Oh Spinel, when I get my hands on you. So yeah, there we have it folks. The amount of new information we got about the time skip and about the new Mega Voltage arc is actually insane. I did not expect this video to run for so long, but there was just so much to tell you guys about. I'm so excited for the future of this series, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know your thoughts on all these bombshells below, and feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. That really does help me out genuinely. Consider joining our Discord server to talk about the show with like-minded fans, and also consider becoming a channel member too. That really helps me to continue to make more and more videos, and I really appreciate it, man. Plus you get a ton of awesome benefits, which is great as well. Thanks a lot to my current channel members like Dowpals, Toten, Shiny Charm, Justcadia, Jay, Blazing Shots, Not Mini. You guys really are the best. And on that note, thank you all so much for watching, and best wishes until we meet again.